Yeah. Um, could you give me the Economic Espionage Act? Yes. Criminal penalties. Pooch. You know, looking at the evidence, yes, of the allegation of crime. Yeah. Exhibit B, Jack. Pooh. You know, I wasn't a resident of the state of Washington. Yeah. I was served a protection order while I lived on Guam. And it was issued by Clallam County. Now, what evidence was there for issuing it? The arrest that took place on Guam? Well, there's that innocent until proven guilty. Yes, yes, yes. And since I was never convicted of a crime, I was never proven as having committed any domestic violence or child abuse. There was no evidence for you to issue an order for protection, Judge Williams. Yeah. And then there was the arrest that took place where there was the allegation of violating the protection order. Yes. But I didn't violate it. I contacted Healthy Families of Clallam County to find out if they had gotten the information about diversion. Yes. That I had completed my 7 hours of parenting classes. Yes. And that my record was expunged on July 12th of 2012. Ooch. Evidence. Did you get a copy of the expungement order? Evidence. You reissued the protection order, yes, without any personal service to myself from May 31st to June 15th by minute order. Nowhere in the RCWs does it allow you to use a minute order. What's the evidence? Evidence. Now, while on trial, you expired, invalidated the protection order that I allegedly violated. Yes, when you reissued the protection order for another year. What evidence did you have that I had committed domestic violence or child abuse? I was arrested for the allegation of violating it. Yes. I was found not guilty. Yes. What evidence did you have for issuing the protection order? You did not have any evidence. Nothing. Now you issued it, yes. And then I went to visit Pastor Greg Miller to pray about the dissolution of marriage. Yes. And somebody decided to reissue it and modify it. Yes. Because of what? My prayer session with Pastor Greg Miller. Evidence. Oh. And then, yes, you decided to reissue it again. Ouch. For 2 years. And you did mail and publication with or without attempt of personal service. Ouch. See, you keep making up this shit that you didn't know where the fuck I was. Evidence. Yes. Evidence. Well, notice of hearing, renewal and notice of hearing. Yes. Sheriff's return of service. Oh. Was I served on July 15th of 2013? Oh. Proof of mailing. Order reissuing protection order. Yes. You put it in publication. Right. It was in the Sequim Gazette. I have a copy of it here. Yes. Then you called me on my cell phone. Yes. And you asked me to go to the sheriff's department. What evidence did you have that I had committed domestic violence or child abuse? I was found not guilty in 2012. My record was expunged from the arrest that took place on Guam. What evidence did you have as a justification for issuing a protection order? Now, you issued it for 2 years. I get back to Port Angeles on August 21st, August 20th of 2014. I personally walk into the police department and Brian Smith hands me a copy of the protection order, yes, that had been issued the previous year. I personally waited another year. What'd you do? You reissued the temporary protection order. Yes. No actual attempt of service from June 1st to June 12th. Yes. And then you say that you attempted 2 times to serve me. Yes. But the truth is, you didn't serve me. Poop. Because you only had 14 days from the time of the reissuance of the temporary protection order. But then, you went ahead and you reissued it. Yes. Without any personal service. As if you didn't know who the fuck I was. Then the actual proof of service that you say is true and correct, I'm thinking is not true and correct. It was not the proof of service from the individual that served me in the Sequim Public Library. It was from the Sequim Police Department. And then you decided to attempt service on somebody other than the respondent. Now, where's that attempt of service? Yes. And then where's the proof of service on August 27th of 2015? Because as the respondent, where is anything true and correct? You have not done anything true and correct. Do you understand? Nothing. There is nothing that this county has done that has been true and correct. Now, you admit as evidence a protection order. Yes. Where it's not silent. It says that there was no personal service. Service by publication. Service by mail. That I did not receive actual notice of the hearing. Because you decided to believe your own bullshit. Now, this thought that I'm not going to sue you and you're going to put me into a mental institution, when you serve somebody other than the respondent, it cannot be true and correct. That means you have to remove your phone. I'm going to have you put in prison. Do you understand that? I've sent you 2,250,000 emails. I've documented in each and every one of them the crime of issuing a court order without the signature of the petitioner. I want you to remove your fraud. Do you understand that? I do not want you admitting as evidence anything that is not true and correct. Did you understand?